Yes, she's back. Yes, we're back. Welcome. Appreciate you for being here live and direct. My name is Petra Verbruggen, as you can see here below. And we stream every single Saturday, apart from last Saturday. Well, we're going to talk about it in just a bit. Welcome to you to Techono Live. Every single week it does. And this is, the first episode of this month, even though it's a week later. So that means that it's time for Q&A, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. And again, welcome. So like I always check if there are some people that are live, because every Saturday we are live, and MT was already live quite early. It was snowing in Germany, and that also happened here in the Netherlands last week. Luckily, it's already gone, but that's at least where I live in the Netherlands. Vil is also in the house. He's from Finland. Welcome. And I love that you guys are talking to each other. I see also Clint is in the house. From Australia, it's 3:53 a.m. Notification will wake me up. Oh my gosh, really? That's so awesome, Clint. Again, really appreciate you for taking your time and indeed during your Sunday night. Wow. Looking forward to the show. Well, I hope that I don't disappoint. Gerhard, welcome all the way from Germany, or Gerhard, I have to say that, of course. DJ Ware is in the house, so greetings all. MT says a new update yesterday from the Hyperdeck. Major changes to Hyperdeck: stream 4K and 8K, shuttle HD, record and play from network sources, etc. That is indeed, I also saw that. That was really, really awesome. And again, a lot of people are joining live, and that doesn't mean that if you're not live, that it's not really cool to be here. You can definitely also look at this show after the fact. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, first and foremost, I have some gigs that I want to talk about. I want to explain to you guys why I could not make the show last week. There was a reason. And of course, also maybe let's have a little bit of a talk about the new, 2 weeks old, ATEM switcher that Blackmagic just released. So to start with, what happened to me last week? Well, first and foremost, about 1.5 hours before the show, I got notified that a colleague of mine from where I perform the church service with every single Sunday for the last 3 years, believe it or not, it's already 3 years. He got notified from something, and he said, well, sorry, I have to stop immediately, and basically you're all on your own. So that was about 1.5 hours before this show, and of course, the day after is already the church service. So I needed to scramble quite fast to figure out what to do, how to do it, because typically we did it with two of us. I will also show you in just a bit how that looked like and how it looks like today. So that is one of the gigs that I have installed for you to talk about. So more on that later. Needless to say, that was a bit of a challenge. So that was one of the reasons. Now, the next day, believe it or not, well, I think that whoever's up there, if you believe in that sort of thing, like myself, then I think that he had a thing with me, because I was walking past the altar. I was carrying my video gear, and it was like I think that the English expression is throwing out your back, or I have a backache, right? So the last Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was not a really great week to start with. Still have some back issues, so I will try to keep it a little bit short today. But it's getting, it's better than the last couple of days. So really recovering quite fast at the moment, but yeah, still a bit of an ache there. So that was last week, and also one of the reasons why I could not make it. Now, I also promised you earlier, a week before that moving forward, I am trying to create videos that I can play when I will not be able to be live. Now, I am at the moment starting up the process of creating one that will be about the Sennheiser EWD Evolution Wireless Digital that we talked about 2 weeks ago. Though now I'm going to really talk about the system itself, why I love it so much, and that will be one of those let's say 10-15 minute videos that you will see in when that happens, when I'm not able to be live. And moving forward, I'm of course falling quite back because it's the first video, but the idea is that I will have like 2 or 3 in the backlog, that when something happens like this, I can immediately touch upon that. And of course, all videos created this year will be released this year. So if I at the end of the year have a few spare, of course that will be also provided to you. Of course, that's the way we do it. Let me see if there are some comments in the meantime. MT says, it did snow last night, around 10 centimeters or 4 inches. Glad it mostly all melted down. Yes, that would be that is great. As a matter of fact, we will have double-digit warmth next week, which is great. MT says, I dealt with mine since 3 months. That is not a good thing. So I hope that it's not going to be 3 months having an issue with my back. I hope that will be way faster. I think that I'm lucky this time around. It was not extremely hurt. Well, I couldn't do anything, to be honest, on Sunday afternoon and on Monday. But after that, it actually went very well, quite fast. So let's just hope that will remain. All right. Time to start to talk about. I have to wait a sec. Let me remove this a little bit so that I can see what I'm doing. There you go. I want to talk a little bit about the new 2 weeks ago it was released. It was the new ATEM switcher, which I have in front of me right here. It is the Television Studio HD8. And I just wanted to really talk very briefly about this. I think that other people have done quite a lot, but I want to also give my take on it, but then in a little bit of a smaller or a shorter video. So with this release of the ATEM Television Studio HD models, I think that Blackmagic really did people that do not have an ATEM switcher yet a big favor. Let me explain that. I always have found out that once I bought the Television Studio, the original Television Studio, it was quite a challenge that you didn't have any way to control the device on the device itself. You really needed to go with the software, or you needed to buy, for example, a Scarroy device, which I actually happen to have right here. Let me show you. This was the Scarroy device that I actually had for my original television studio set within, and that's like a long time ago in a galaxy far away. But it was really a fantastic way of doing it. Now, of course, with the ATEM Minis, you have the possibility to switch on the device itself. However, you could not really see what you were switching. Now you can, and I always do that. I will try to put a tape on it and write down the names of the people that I'm working with. But unfortunately, I don't think that that's really great. That is the reason why I actually bought the advanced panel myself, so that I have these LEDs. Let me show you what they look like. I think that you can see that somewhere here. So you have those LEDs right here to show you that it's camera 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you can also apart from just saying camera 5, you can just say Petra, Eric, MT, blah blah blah. You can just fill in the names of the people that are actually behind the camera, so that makes it also easier to work with. And this is really a very nice panel, to be honest. And what I really like about this is finally, I'm repeating myself, finally we have an audio matrix on the device itself, which is something that you really need, and I am really happy with that. Now, this is something that I would definitely recommend for both the television stations that I work for here in the Netherlands. I work for two local television stations, and one of them already has quite a nice setup, to be honest, so they don't really need it right now. But the other one really needs it, and I think that this is a very, very strong setup for now. Looking again to the two systems that they have, there are two differences. Let me go back to this. I don't have a lot of space today. Let me remove this part right here so that I can see what I'm doing. So they actually have also an ISO recording, and what I really like about the ISO recording is that it will record all of the inputs individually. So you can also then not only have those individual, but it will also create a DaVinci Resolve file, so an editing software file, and you will be able to edit it out of the after the fact, and it will simplify your workflow quite dramatically. It also comes with the ability inside of the unit, and I'm talking specifically about the right model, the one on the right hand side, which has that ISO moniker. It also has the ability to have a built-in M2 SSD, and actually, if you buy one now, it comes directly from Blackmagic with 2 terabyte hard drive installed, which is accessible throughout the network as well, which is mind-boggling. So if I would not have the ATEM Constellation HD 2ME or not the Extreme, this system would definitely fit the bill. I think it's fantastic. I will not buy it, to be honest. Not that I don't like it, it's just I don't need it. But from a perspective of a new system, it's very, very well created. I love the design. It's really minimalistic, and I basically really love it. But of course, I'm really interested also what you guys find. So let me check that. Well, we're talking German. Let me see. No Garrett. No snow in the Netherlands. Das ist nichts mehr für die. Not for you anymore. Okay, well, it's all in German. I can actually speak German, but it's not that great. Yes, always white tape with names on my ATEM, just like I'm used to do on the Honey Mixer. Yeah, that's exactly the way that I do that, indeed, computerjantje. And what was left over and didn't fit in your place came along here. We had enough space to fill. Yeah, indeed. And that's, of course, regarding the snow. Question. What do you think about the 2 axes? Yeah, I think it's not a lot, to be honest. Now, that being said, is it a real problem? I would say no, it's not a real problem, but it is on the low-end side of things. I would be able to do it with that, though I would most likely have a SDI distributor because I want to have the program out going to multiple places. But it's not a big deal for me, but you know, I don't think. But what I do like, I think that it actually also had MADI involved, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check very briefly. I thought that it also had MADI, and that, if I'm not mistaken, that is really powerful. Let me remove a comment quickly. Audio, Maddie. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Yeah, that is a big change in my opinion. Personally, I would have liked to have Dante compared to that, but not complaining at all. I would love to have that. I don't have Maddie on my 2ME switcher. I would have needed to buy the 4ME, but the 4ME has so much overkill for what I do that it doesn't really make sense. I actually worked on the rack unit today. I changed based on your input some of those SDI cables to slimmer cables, but I didn't have enough, and they're quite hard to come by. So in time, I will gradually have a other setup, but I'm really looking forward to talk about it as soon as possible because it's really cool. All right, so that was quickly the ATEM. Now let's move on to the gigs that I had, and let's start a little bit with the church service, because we actually talked about that just now. Let me again talk to you a little bit about the context, right? So the church service started, of course, as part of the COVID-19 situation 3 years ago, and we wanted to bring something to the community, especially to the elderly in the community, and so basically there were two people, myself and a guy named Eric, and we both were streaming the church service to both Facebook and to the television station at the same time. And my job was to produce the show and to provide some graphics and basically doing some troubleshooting. And the work of Eric was to have two cameras on location with a very simple very simple ATEM Mini, just the normal one, the old one, and just switching and then pushing that output to me so that I could create that video. Now, by chance, because I wanted to prepare myself for last week's show, I actually was already recording quite some things. So I want to show you a video that I've created, where I will show you how I started this journey to start up the process of switching on the studio, making sure that everything is working perfectly, etc., etc. So let's show this video very quickly, and then we'll come back very soon. All right, it's Sunday morning, time to go into the studio and to work on the church service. So I opened up vMix, as you can see right here, playing some music, because here you see the studio, the radio and television station, the local radio television studio. That's their vMix. And what we're doing is that we're connecting this system, the output of this one, to right there via vMix call, and that works like a charm. Live view is also running. At the moment I'm only using one unit, which is not yet available. Once it becomes available, it will be turning green here, and then I can hit go live right about there. It's not there yet, but you'll get the idea. So today it's 26th of February, so let's start the preparation by going into stream and hit this, hit Facebook settings, because we're only transmitting to Facebook and to the television station, and change this to 26th of February, which is in Dutch. It's a little bit changed. All right, copy this one and copy it over this one and hit Control V. There you go. Looks good. Maybe some spacing there. Spacing here. There you go. Create stream. So normally in the past we did also a scheduled post, but typically I don't do that anymore. Save and close. So that's one. Then the second one. Hey, Scooter, go away, man. There you go. one hand. Then the next part is, of course, I want to have a automatic sequence. I have that hidden right here. So I'm hitting this one. And let's check the time. It's 8:30. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer. So otherwise it will be exactly 1 hour. 1 hour. So I'm going to hit settings and I'm going to make it 59 minutes. 59 minutes and 00 hours. Hey, wait a sec. 00. Oh, unlock. 00 and then 59 minutes. That's it. Okay. Play, stop. 59 minutes is correct. And now at 45, I'm going to start this one. And go. So now the countdown is running. And that's all I have to do at the moment. Of course, I can test a little bit. So I actually have this Stream Deck here. And let's start from left to right. Let's remove this one by hitting this one. There you go. Works. That one works. Remove this one. 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 And then, of course, the end right here. I cannot do that right now. And going live is that one right here. So basically everything is done. I also know that my server is up and running and is accessible from the outside world by hitting manage and channels, all green right there. So we're good to go. We're ready. So that was the setup that I had prior to Eric being in the church service. So this is really something that I always need to do, making sure that the Facebook is running, making sure that the timer is running, because the timer does quite a lot. It starts the stream, it makes sure that all of the bells and whistles are running in the backdrop. It will automatically switch on several audio buses, etc. Because I actually use two audio buses, one for the TV and one for the Facebook, because they're not 100% aligned all of the time. So that was that part. Now, of course, I did not really talk about it, but next one I'll do without sound. Well, maybe I will do that with sound, but I will be shutting that one off just a bit. Boom. All right. We just did. So here you go. This is the setup that I have then. And you also see that I'm actually watching the audio right there. And you also see that the live view is switched on. And we did verify it. Everything worked like a charm. But the audio meter in the center of your screen is extremely important to make it work. So that is that part right there. Let me... yep. I think that was the end result. Oh yeah, and maybe just for the sake of it, show you the end result. So this is what it looks like without no hands. I'll also shut up now and show it to you right now. Well, let's make it 1.2 megabits per second to see if that is correct and working. Quite nice, a little bit on a high end, but like I said prior, it's not a big deal if we're a little bit higher. I'm just waiting for it to start. We will be starting at in 15 seconds, 29, 45, no hands. I'm holding the camera in one hand, and the other hand you'll see. So I'll make sure that it's still in this room. I will show you that I don't have any switches right there. So there you go. It just changed. That's one. It's going to remove that one. And a second one. And we're good to go. And still no hands. Logo. Boom, we're done. Of course, we need to do a little bit on the audio. That's always the same. This part I need to do. So I'll just give a little bit less audio. There you go. All right, so that takes a little bit of time to get my microphone back, but that is what it looked like the last 3 years. Now, of course, I also had a video created that is also going very that. Why is this not working the way that I want it to work? Sorry for that, guys. There you go. Okay, so the next video is how it looked like last week. So be aware, I only had about 2 hours to prepare myself. And it was literally last minute. So what I did was the day before, I took my on location laptop, which is a Windows laptop with vMix. I copied the church service project, vMix project, from my laptop that is here in the studio to the other laptop, and I basically also added a new shortcuts on a Stream Deck that I also had. So I basically copied everything that I had here, and I actually went live with 2 live views, believe it or not. One live view solo for streaming towards Facebook, and the other one to stream to my studio, because from here I could go to the studio of the radio TV station. Now, I actually wanted to do that differently. My idea was to just put in a modem with a 4G SIM card in it. However, with Windows 11, it does not like QA modems, it seems. Maybe because of what happened in that other country, so it did not work. It didn't work at all. It did still work on the live view, but not on my laptop, and that is the reason why I needed to go the other route. So that's the reason why I actually had 2 live views. It's crazy to do that. It's really overkill for what it is, but that was the only way of doing it at a short notice. And of course, I will be looking into it for the coming period. But it also does not make sense to me now to really invest in this setup, due to the fact that it will be changing in 2 months' time from now, and there will be a fully new on location video gear with, I believe, on top of my head, 7 PTZ cameras. It's going to be wild in that church, so it's going to be really, really awesome. And of course, I'm going to make a video of it once it becomes available to us. But for now, I still needed to go with the old setup. Now, again, don't look at the the cabling and that kind of stuff, because I really didn't have a lot of time. And mind you, about 30 minutes when I shot this video, is 13 minutes before that I went through my back, or I threw out my back. So let's go. So this is what it looks like from the church. 1 camera with a video assist. Here you've got the ATEM Mini and the Stream Deck, and there you have the vMix and the second camera right there. So that is what I'm looking at. So that's really, really fast. That is how the church service went the last 3 years, and I think this is really cool for the sake of it. I think this is going to be the last time that I'm actually going to show that to you. Like I said, it will be maybe, I believe, what is it again? 9 times? Yeah. So this is still 9 times to go, and then this way of working is over, and we need to do something differently. And of course, again, I will be making sure that you guys will see how it works. So that is the church service. Now let's talk about the 4 days in a row, 6 different shows, and that was of course during Carnival. Carnival, really huge here in the Netherlands, extremely big. And one of the things that I really liked was that, well, I didn't like the reason, but with the one of the TV stations, the guy that wanted to produce the show of providing the key of the city to the Prince of Carnival in the other city that I'm working on. The guy that wanted to do to produce a show actually had a throat problem, and he could not really produce. Hence, he asked me to, provide him to help him with the production. And actually, I did the whole production myself. Here you'll see that we had 4 cameras on location, a lot of sound there, and this is a ATEM SDI Extreme. Here also with a field unit, and the Hollyland T1000 for intercom, and that intercom system is really, really cool. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay, moving on. Maybe it was really fun, but it was a cool setup, and I've been using that setup for a long time, and I think that this is a really nice mobile setup. But it does require at least 3 people that are actually behind the camera. So there's a lot of intercom connection as well. We did have an issue with the intercom where we had this static, and the technical guy, he was really fast. He actually extended the antenna, within seconds it was totally gone, and that was extremely cool. That was the Friday. On the Saturday morning, I was actually working on a music show that took 3 hours, and that was actually also a very simple show, but it did take quite some preparation. And this is the setup that I had. From left to right, you see vMix again, because why not? vMix is really cool to add graphics, to add comments, to add lower thirds, etc. And below that, you'll see my Stream Deck, and I actually used companion software to automate the hell of it. So we have 44 songs that we were playing, and of course we had 44 buttons to go from left to right and show what song is playing, and it will automatically also remove the song text, etc. after a certain while. So that was that. On this picture I only see 1 camera, but we actually had 4 cameras that were pointing at that studio, and one of them was a PTZ camera, and we were using the ATEM to switch between between those cameras, and of course the end result was on the vMix system. Now in the studio itself, it looked like this. We had this PTZ camera that somebody brought in, and this was a second camera, a third camera right there, and a fourth camera, unfortunately I don't have on my video, but this is roughly what we had to work with. Of course, a lot of nice carnival setup right there, nice coloring, a nice setup, and basically that was what that looked like. And sorry for the shaky cam right there. So that was something else. And then from there on, we actually did almost everything with LiveView. And actually, as you know, I do have LiveView products right here in the studio. Don't ask me how, but I used to work for them. I also made a lot of videos for them. And because of that, I do happen to have quite some gear here in the studio. So you can argue that it's sponsored still. But to a long story short, why do you want to have LiveView, and then specifically the real big LiveView systems, not the LiveView Solo, but the ones that they use to broadcast, is that you will be able to perform precision timing, which means that if you have more than one LiveView system at your disposal, you can make sure that all of those LiveViews are literally like frame accurate, in sync. And why do you want to do that? Well, basically because time to set up your system can be quite a challenge, and that's why we've done that. And this is basically all that I had to bring along. So there are 3 backpacks with LiveViews in there, and on top of that also of course the cameras. So that's basically 6 components done. And 1 tripod. Almost forgot about that. We did that for not one but two shows, and one of them was where we just were registering what was happening, which was extremely well produced. In my opinion, went well. Everything was perfect. We were very happy at the very end of that show. Though the last one was a little bit less due to the fact that we were actually producing a show, but our method of communicating with each other was not up to par. So that really made us think to maybe step a little bit back from the live view for that particular show next time, and bring along the full ATEM ME switcher with all of the nitty gritty to make sure that is better the next time, because it was really cool, but it could be better. So not always the best experience. And of course, this is what the cameraman looked like with the live views. So basically, just a camera with a backpack, and there you have it. Really, really well prepared, in my opinion. So that was that. And yeah, last time I actually maybe also cool to have a quick look at the other local TV station. They actually have a fantastic production booth. That's what it looks like right there. So of course I will be talking about that at the later stage. Just wanted to highlight it, that it's there for now, but definitely I'm looking forward to go the extra mile and to really show you how they produce their shows, because they are miles ahead of the other TV station that I'm part of. Let me see if there are some comments, because I know that I've been talking for ages. Let me see. Just going back a little bit to the discussion that we had about the ATEM television HD8 and ISO. Also was saying I was going to buy the ATEM Extreme SDI, but thinking about getting one of those instead. It is quite more expensive, but if you have the money, Raoul, I would do the same. But if you only have the money, right? Computer Jantje says, yes, I also will not buy it. I have all the functions already built with the separate equipment in my one case Rode Studio. Yes, same thing here, but not one case. It's a little bit bigger from my end. I want to go all in, of course. So I do have multiple. So what I've done is, and I need to have a separate video on this one. I actually have several stages of complexity, and depending on the complexity I can pick and choose what I need. So I have 3 19-inch racks, 3 19-inch racks, and a few of those nice Pelican kind of cases, not always Pelican, but the idea. And there's always a combination of a few. So it can be very simple, but it can be very, very complex as well. And of course, I love complexity. That's just a hobby, right? Not that this is a hobby anymore, I believe. MT says, what the heck of a preparation of the show? Yeah, it's quite bungers, right? Graham says, welcome, Graham. Looks like a very fancy setup. There's no way I could get our volunteers to run anything as complicated, and I'm not getting up on Sunday. Yeah, that's another thing, and I have to admit this is a bit of an issue. So let me explain. So I've done this for 3 years now, and I love to do this. I also think it's important for the community. However, I also think that it's time to let go a little bit. In my day-to-day job at ASML, I do have a different job since February, which also means that I will travel a little bit more. So you will see more travel videos definitely coming up. However, that also means that I will not be able to, stream the church service every single week. that is also one of the reasons why I now already I'm saying to that to the TV station here in this city that I was like, yeah, I would love to do this. However, once I have to go, we need to figure out something else. So it looks like at the moment, and don't shoot me if it's not gonna be that I will be still doing this show, this church service for 9 times in the coming 8 weeks. Because there's also Easter coming, for example, and that means more church service videos. But after that, so this, let's say the 1st of May, I think that I will at the very least, go to from every week to maybe every other week or something in that area. So it's going to be less. So that also brings more time to me on the Sundays to work on, for example, taekwondo, making some nice videos that I actually was doing today, partly. Not done yet. So that is something that I'm really looking forward to have more time on those Sundays. So yeah, also for me, Sunday every week is also a bit of a issue. Raul says producing is not an easy task. It's definitely not. Computer says very cool, Petra. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Computer. Glad it goes well in this short amount of time. Yep. Computer John just says, I must admit I have 1K studio, only 20 kilos, but I cannot go above 4-channel audio with that so often. I have another case with audio sets, to be honest. Okay, yeah, so for me that is roughly the same thing, Computer Jantje. I do have actually 3 cases, so three racks. One is video, which is just for you, so it's not a big rack. Then I've got a 6U with audio, so it's a bit bigger than the 4U, and I have another one that is with network gear, so that I can build my own private network, and that is roughly the setup that I have at this particular moment. We already talked about the Sennheiser EWD, and there will be another video coming shortly, sometime. But I already bought 2 of them in that rack because I really need more than one. And I also already know that I need, at the end of this year, I want to have 4 of these units, and I'm not going to go past those 4. So that is perfect for me. If I need more than that, I'm just going to rent. But 9 out of 10 times, or maybe 9.5 out of 10 times, I have enough on 3 or 4 of those units. So yeah, that is my setup. Moving on. Did I have everything what I wanted to talk about today? Yeah, I think so. I think that this is roughly what I wanted to talk to you about. Of course, this is also a Q&A session, so if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask you the questions. Otherwise, I would like to say that I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I will definitely go live next week, or I want to do something next week. But the reason why I'm not 100% sure is that next week I'm going to go to a sporting event that is fully produced with vMix computers. Multiple. I want to see how they're doing that, and I'm definitely going to make a video for you guys to show that. I think that is way more interesting than me to talk about something else in the studio. So I will definitely bring along my trustworthy phone to just make some videos, and hopefully I will be back on time to show it to you that evening, because I am, what I heard, it's going to be extremely awesome. And I know those guys already from the times that I was at IBC last year and the before COVID, and it really is going to be awesome. I'm sure of that. Gerard says, I'm also streaming the Sunday service every Sunday with two or one volunteers. That is great. So I am doing it all by myself at the moment, and that will be for the next 8 to 9 weeks. After that, the new setup will be ready, I hope, and then everything will change. So I'm also looking forward not to have to bring all that gear to the church every single time, but we do need to have more volunteers to make it work, and that is something that I know that they're talking about right now. Thought Petra sounds similar like my setup. Yeah, your setup is really cool as well, MT. So I'm looking forward to knowing more about that as well. All right, that's all of that I think that we have to talk about this time around. Again, next week we will have a show, though I don't know what the content will be. I really hope I can show you the vMix setup of that sporting event, because I believe that is really, really cool. And at the end of this month, I'm going to another sporting between our demo event, and that's also going to be a huge show to talk about. And I don't know what my role will be, because I can do multiple things. I can do audio, I can do video. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but it's going to be really cool nevertheless. And this coming Wednesday, we have elections here for our provinces, and I will be producing the show on Wednesday evening as well. So extremely busy period coming, and I thought, to be honest, that I would have a very easy March, but this March is going to go absolutely nuts with next week and a week after. It's going to be crazy, but it's going to be really, really cool nevertheless. Frankie, welcome, Frankie. I didn't see you before, but Frankie, how many card connections do you have for your live view? I have the ability, be careful how I say it. I have a very easy ability to have 3 live views in sync, and I can get those really, really fast. Let me just say it that way. So if I need one tomorrow, I can get that tomorrow, which is really, really cool that I have that ability and I can do that. So 3. However, if you look in the live view server, I only have 1 physical SDI connection. Actually, my studio is fully NDI. So also my live view server is actually also fully NDI, and it can handle up to 4 NDI streams at the same time. So I can have 3 live views, for example, and also 1 or alternatively 2 live view applications on the phone, which is also really cool that that's possible. So you don't have to buy a field unit to make that work. You can also use your phone for that, which is it has been very, very handy, I have to tell you. DJ Ware says, impressive setup and thanks for sharing. Got me thinking. Many thanks. That's exactly the reason why I'm doing this. I want to provide you some insights, and I think that those gigs, that the gig reports that I do, really always give you ideas that are way more interesting than just demoing something, or this is, I think, more value. MT says it's about learning from each other. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I am by no means I will not say that I'm the guru of anything. I happen to know quite a lot, but together we know extremely a lot. So this is a community of producers, and together we can make it a fantastic community. And Computer Yanchi also agrees. That's awesome. All right, that's all that I had time for them today. I think that is also a good starting point for this month. Again, really appreciate you for taking the time. Don't forget to like to this channel. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not done that yet. And I will be back almost certainly next week. I have to be very careful because I have to travel to the other side of the Netherlands to get that video, but I'm pretty sure that I can manage that. Have a fantastic week, guys. Enjoy. Bye-bye.